So it's 5 o'clock, I don't know. You start the meeting? We'll have a, yeah, a little bit. That would probably be
This is a roll call. Roll call of the Castroville Arts Festival, so we're in the heart of the community. Directors, President Simon,
Yes, here.
Director Diaz,
Here.
and for staff, myself, Alex López, GM Board Secretary, President Arselia Parra,
Here.
Finance Director. Great.
So consent agenda, if we can take a look at that, May 15th, 2026. Yeah. For the Artichoke Festival, celebrating the heart of the community, the committee meeting agenda. So since this is your first meeting, we'll take time, you want to read it, go ahead and read it. Because we're going to vote on it in a second. Okay, great, thank you. And let me just for the moment, let's recognize our newest director to the Recreation Board of the Special District, Director Diaz. And he brings a lot of great ideas. He's come to board meetings in the past and shared information related to soccer and how we can include more kids, get more people involved, get more families involved, and that's certainly something we're doing already, but we can do a lot more. You know, people that have other choices, so we can welcome him to our committee. Thank you for being a part of it. Your volunteers. Thank you. Want to say? No? Okay. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, so let's get back to, so we're going to accept the, have a motion to accept the consent agenda. Yes, by Director Diaz and following by myself, Jacqueline Simon. I want to also mention that, so I guess maybe it's lower in the public comment area, but two members of the committee that had other events that they're currently working on, and that got in touch with me. Jordan Caballero, he's a member of our committee and has another event, I guess, here in Monterey County, and we're working on that tonight as well. And then Ray Torres, one of our former board members, I reached out to him to see if he wanted to continue to be our committee, even though he's not even part of the board. He accepted, and so he'll be a member of our committee again. Okay, so just wanted, for the record, for the notes, to include those two. All right. Next, public comment. If there's anyone here that would like to share anything or ask any questions, now's the time.
I suppose West Wyatt. I'm actually from all around actually Salinas, fourth generation. So doing the YouTube, and because of the noise happening around the room, if we could elevate the voice, so in that way, because the camera in the audience is going to be hard of hearing if it's kind of a low. So just project a little bit if you could help it. I'd appreciate it.
Sounds good, sir.
Absolutely. We're going to see if we can do that.
That one is off, so I was making sure.
So the one that's going on is the one in the back.
Yeah.
I just have something that I noticed yesterday when I was driving by on the Japanese park. Oh my God, I forgot the street. The one coming down the light. Parra. On the fence, it's missing the top.
Well, we're kind of sticking.
Sticking to this?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We can definitely talk about that after the meeting.
Okay, cool.
But certainly a public comment is available.
He's a board member.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. But we can.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
No, and I think, especially if it has anything to do with the festival, Artichoke Festival. And we're trying to really bring everything up to speed and to look appealing for people to see. So that would be something we want to see. Like the outside, the parking area. Good job right there. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? And that's in-house, right?
Yeah,
Man, that's awesome, because to pay for that, all of the physically challenging areas for parking is usually pretty expensive. And so thank you, it's great that we have people that are in-house to help us to get that done and save funds for us to put towards programming and such. So going back to public comment, if there's no other public comment, we'll move on to number 5. Old business 5.1 Castroville Festival Kickoff Gala Friday, September 4th, 2026 event. Yes, so DM.
I said page number 4.
Yes, so General Manager López, would you?
Yeah, so we're still continuing to plan for this event. So this will be, this is designated as the kickoff gala for the Castroville Festival. So this is will be held Friday, September 4th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Currently, we're working on having like a barbecue style dinner, tri-tip and barbecue chicken, along with sides that reflect, or that include artichokes as the main ingredient for this particular event. Entertainment, we're looking at a DJ to provide ambient music, background music while the event goes on, and also to provide MC services. As far as fundraising, we're looking at live auctions, maybe having 2 to 3 big ticket items that we could put forth during that event. And then silent auctions, where we get donations from members of the community or businesses. And those usually do really well. As well as a dessert auction, which will be the same format in the form of a silent auction. So people can bid on desserts so they can have them after the meal. And again, that's something that we've done with crab feed, and it's always a fun event that everyone really enjoys. Trying to help each other for the best looking dessert out there. And for that, we're going to be looking at local businesses, bakeries also, to provide those dessert option items.
Yes, in fact, as we were just making notes of the ones we've discussed, so the Silvas, as you know, the Innis Metals, they came and supported our Crab Fest big time. They do every year. And they really enjoyed working with and sponsoring what we do. And Rosie has a really good relationship with them, and they're always telling me, make sure Rosie comes over and lets us know what's going on, because we want to continue to work with her down to the years as they have. And so they said that let them know what type of auctions and such, and they would look at how they might participate there. And certainly they had 2 tables, I believe, of people of the craft feed, yes. And so that's the kind of people we want. It is people of the community that want to be a part of it. That first kickoff for the Castroville Artichoke Festival, bringing it back, is very important. That would be our first opportunity for people to know more about what we're doing and how important it was to bring it back to this community, regardless of when that happened. The fact is that it happened because many people missed that. So many people didn't know why, and myself included. My father helped me be a part of some of the first artichoke festivals. He would have never wanted that to leave our community. Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We will in fact have it back here in Castroville, the center of district. So on that note, all the ideas you were sharing, silent auction, dessert, other auctions, other raffle gifts and things of that nature. The great thing too is having it happen with both in-house chefs like yourself. He does a really great tri-tip. It's awesome. He's known worldwide, but especially in Montgomery County. Boy, I'm sure one day when they were doing a special function here, and he has so many things to do, but then he helped them complete that goal. So thank you for participating, and whoever was going to help you with that, we're there for you. And as far as the entertainment goes, Ramon Gomez asked someone that has been helping him with this campaign, would he provide his service to us at the lowest possible nonprofit cost, based on what it normally costs per hour DJ entertainer that does this level, like all levels of music. So anyone that comes is going to hear something they like. And so that is still something that he's available to do at I believe it was $175 an hour compared to the majority of others that I've heard of 200, 300, and 500 in an event I'm participating in about a week. So that's going to be wonderful. So we're going to save money there as well. So any input or any questions or anything you want to add to that? How we can market it and such?
For the live auction and silent auction, is that like the only stuff that we're looking at, like vacation packages and local experiences?
Just an idea.
Okay.
It could be, you know, maybe a big TV.
Yeah.
It could be that. So those are just ideas.
Just for like the younger generation, I think it would be a good idea to throw in like a PS5 in there, one of the newer Xboxes. It'll just to like get the newer generation like, oh, like let me go to that auction because I could possibly win a PS5, you know. So.
Exactly. I like that. PS5. Anything else?
No, I think the PS5 would be like a great attractor. Maybe a Nintendo. Yeah.
Okay. And then too, anyone that has any connections with any companies, just talking to them about what we're doing and the efforts and all the funding is going to go to programs, right? Both
Future events.
youth programs and senior citizen programs. So it's a really good reason why I support events like this on the other 7 boards that I'm on. And we make money and donations through those causes. And when you have the human interest story behind it, always makes it even better. So Nintendo, anything else? You always, Ms. Parra, you always have great ideas. What are your ideas in
Well,
regards to that?
basically, a lot of these
Yeah.
are donations.
Okay.
So if you can have somebody donate one of those items, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah, that would.
So if you have connections,
Yeah.
we will be more than happy to take them.
Okay. Cool.
Just give me a heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't been to one of ours, but yeah, all these auctions, they're donations. The desserts are donations from the bakeries, desserts.
Okay.
So if you have connections,
Yeah.
please send them our way.
Great. Yep. Great. Thank you for sharing that. So other than Nintendo, PS5, any other ideas?
I mean, well, you know, to kind of reiterate what Arselia said, we'll seek out all these types of items and more, just to see, it'll be whatever businesses are willing to part with. But yeah, we can gear it a little bit towards, you know, game consoles, electronics, vacation packages, whatever we're able to get. For the silent auction, even some of those could be used for live auction and silent auction. The silent auctions are sometimes made up of baskets. For example, it could be a garden set. So we go to Ace, they give us some tools. Maybe someone else gives us a garden book. You know, and here we kind of put it all together sometimes. But it's always best if the business is able to provide us the whole basket. You know, that way we don't have to go through the manpower to put those together. But yeah, it ranges from a bunch of things. And then sometimes we have things left over from previous events that then we put together to make a basket.
Okay.
We have a sports basket, we had a soccer ball, we had different stuff.
Yeah, sometimes like the Warriors organization or the Giants, they give us tickets or even jerseys, hats, put all that kind of stuff together.
Just for the marketing purpose, have we created like some sort of flyer or some sort of like social media thing where we could like post this?
Yeah, that's coming.
Okay.
That's becoming in the next few weeks.
Okay.
To get that going. And some of the additional supports that we'll be reaching out to community for support to help us with volunteers. Local school groups usually have done that in other events. They come in, they help us serve food, they help us clean, they help us set up, they act as ushers and greeters. So So we'll be working with the high school, the various groups that the high school has, to see if they're being able to participate in. And it's always worked out really well with that. And then just general volunteers in general, like you were mentioning, you know, some of the local businesses here that maybe else want to volunteer and help us, you know, try to get some of these donations. We'll put a group committee together and help us with that. And to even put it in the baskets.
Yes, it'd be great to
That's a
say,
big one.
we would love a, as they say, camera ready
Mm-hmm.
basket instead of us having to put it together. But although you all do such a great job, Rosie and whomever else put the ones together for the crafty, I donated hats and jewelry and a lot of items, and you put them together so awesomely, I wanted to buy them back. I'm not kidding, I went looking for it.
She's like, oh, I know that, but maybe I should get it back.
No, I'm not, I seriously. And then the interesting thing is, I did see some of those baskets that were bought by A&S Metals at the Stanley A&S function that they had.
Mm-hmm.
They had, and they were, people were bidding really high on that. So I will donate again in that effort. And any, like you said, more user-friendly, youth-oriented baskets would be great interchange in between the wall of other items that we would have. So I look at this as the kickoff to the Artichoke Festival weekend. We'll talk more about the Artichoke Festival itself in a moment. But this is like the first, as in the marketing class I usually say, once you release the bullet from the chamber, it's going to hit a target. We want it to hit the right place. And so that the people have an opportunity to understand, get it, and know that we will have more in this festival in the future. So in addition to the music, in addition to the food that's cultural to Castroville and the community, I want it to be, and I throw this little phrase out, is a place where everybody's going to come to participate for the first night, September 4th, and the Artichoke Festival itself when it happens. So if we can look at it as the first big thing we do with our thumbprint on it, that we look at it that way and we get as many people on board behind it and get media. And then I've already talked to a number of other people that I work on other boards with. I go to their events and I'm inviting them to ours so that we can get this awesome community, cultural, rich history out there, because that is what it is. It's not just, to me, dinner and a dance. You know, it's us coming together, it's the community
all
coming
back
together.
together.
Yeah, and with that, whatever ideas that we may have to make that happen is what we want, including anyone in the community that has ideas about what we're talking about. Since this is being broadcast out through social media, what is it that you'd like us to see us do to involve it on that level that it brings back something wonderful and good and highlights this community and invites the whole community. So a borderless event. Like I want people, I've already talked to people from Pacific Grove and Pebble Beach, Carmel, Marina, Aromas, I'm with the fire, you probably know that I'm with the fire department. And I've talked to them about places they live throughout Miami County. Come on, bring everybody, bring your families, I should say husband or wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the situation is. Partners, everyone's welcome from anywhere, so they can be a part of this. At the end of the day, I want us to be able to make some serious remuneration or funding for the programs that we need to have funded. That is one of the major keys. It's we want to have fun, we want to have a great meal, dance. Ray Torres told me he used to dubstep or whatever it was, and he was here and talked to us about it. I joke with him on occasion, but he and the other director Diaz said they used to go to places and dance and whatever. I don't know if you have some of those skills. I know you're a soccer player. You're quick on your feet, so you probably have some too. And maybe get your whole team to come up and buy a table, and then we'll put right there on the table your team name. What is it, by the way?
I'm not playing right now,
Okay.
but I will be soon, hopefully soon.
Do you know the team name?
No.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Whomever that might be.
Yeah.
And maybe we market it to the whole league.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
We market this to leagues, we will market it to different entities, and maybe we introduce something where they can compete against each other. More than just the, food and possible desserts and things. Just ways to make it happen. So I'm a marketing person. I like making things fun and
Yeah.
raising money. So maybe something like that and ideas.
I like that idea.
You like that?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you've had good ideas from the time you came to our board meeting, so I'm really looking forward to that. GM, anything else in regards to this area that we should talk more about?
Yeah. The next piece is the tickets, the financial impact. Page 5.
Mhm.
So there we're considering $85 per person for tickets. If you buy a table, it ranges, you can get a discount. And then we'll be selling all these, the tickets will go on sale, similar to the crab meet we'll have to sell for Eventbrite. It helps a lot for annual sales.
Yes, definitely. I just did something on the Eventbrite today, an hour ago, and it was really great for the Juneteenth. I mean, 3 or 4 different organizations that are going to sponsor you, helping you sponsor. And it was great. It's free. You can just click on whatever and you get people and their information. So you can follow up with them, you get their address, you get their email address. So this is something I think we definitely.
But these tickets, so you come in and just sort of print out and spend what you have on those resources.
Yes, GM, that's a great idea. Let's definitely do that. I also was thinking about, so this is an adult event, the dinner dance is an adult event. So if there's any other ideas that anybody has that you've seen that might put us in a position where people can kind of compete on their own to try to be part of it, whether it's families that have been here for years. There are families that have been here for literally, many, many years. And so if we had a team of people that would volunteer to get in touch with those families and say, hey, Castroville Arts Festival is going to be coming back to Castroville, we're having a dinner dance to kick it off. Would your family like to participate in this event? What do you think?
Right, and I think Ray Torres had some ideas, where his family was been pretty involved, so.
You can help us with
Reach
some
out to
ideas.
see what,
Yeah, you're right. He or a director, the other director, Diaz, has, I think he said 50 or 53 people in their family that have participated from the past, and we want to do some human interest stories like that, and that could be a way to really start using this event as a real marketing opportunity for us. That we're here, we're back, and this is the first.
We could also, if we're able to have those ready, those human interest stories, recorded, we could, set them up to play on a big screen,
Exactly.
Well, at the beginning of the event, the stories on there.
Yes.
Something like that as well.
Yeah, and then even as people are out there dancing or eating or whatever, it could be on the big screen, silent,
Pictures,
and people can continue to look at that, because we did do that at the Crab Fest. I think I mentioned that to the city, and he just went and made it happen. So yeah, that's good.
What about, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
What about the park club? They've been here for a very long time. They have a lot of connections with people from here and down too, right? That they can reach out to them and see if they want to be a part of it. The park club, gentlemen that used to come into the meetings, they have a lot of connections with the community also. Maybe they could reach out to their families and friends and get an input. I don't remember the park club's name, sorry.
I've heard of some Midnighters.
Was it him?
Yeah,
Midnight.
Midnight Riders, yeah.
Yes.
They've been a judge for the Park Club functions and for the Veterans Center in Marina, and they've always been there. They're big sign and many other things, but I love that idea. So if we can get Debbie Martin, she's affiliated with that. You know Debbie Martin?
Yeah.
And so she and I went to grade school together.
Okay.
We really know each other.
Yeah.
And so I would love her to possibly work with us to see if she can help develop some competition of them, coming as in their groups per table. Or maybe mix it up, sit with other tables, or maybe we just kind of match it up in some way, shape, or form. What do you think?
Yeah, because I think currently we have between 200 and 250 available tickets for that event, depending on which type of tables we use. So we'll definitely know how we get to sell those tickets. But I think if we definitely focus on some of the corporations, some of the companies around here that have been participated in the past. Again, COVID kind of changed everything and maybe we'll stop going after that, but we can rekindle those relationships and because again, they do come in sometimes and buy tables sometimes. So any help we can get.
So I don't want it to be another job for staff because we have so much other responsibilities that you all participate in. I think it would be great if we could find a couple of volunteers to help us in those areas, and if we selected them, I think one would be like a Debbie Martin show. Work with us on getting our club people to sponsor that event. Is to get volunteers in their respective areas. So I will, if any one of you want to reach out to Debbie Martin and tell her what we're doing for that event, that would be great. I know that she's been in touch with you all, I believe recently, is it something you have reached out? I reached out to her, I just said that we were talking about it in the Castroville, and we would like to have a come to our next meeting, so we can talk about that. And then I guess recreationally speaking, I'm just gonna go out on the limb and ask my fellow director here, maybe we can sort of dive into the soccer community of the different teams.
Yeah, I could.
And we want them from everywhere.
Yeah, I could make some phone calls.
That would be awesome. And then we might want to come up with some special award for whoever gets the most people in. Because it's such a great effort. It's for such a good reason. Raising money for youth and senior citizens programs. So if we came up with something that wasn't expensive, and or we can get somebody to help underwrite that part of it too, so we don't have to pay for it. And I don't mind participating in that level that. So if we're going to talk
We're
about
going to help us set up for the event, and we always need help with that kind of stuff.
Okay.
We've in the past worked with some of the local soccer groups and some parents who come over, help us lay the floor down, set the table, so that as well. Any part of that. Yeah. And I could detail, provide a list of everything that goes into this and where, we make that out.
Could you just give me like also the dates? So whenever I get in touch with these guys, like so I could let them know like, hey, I need certain guys for like certain dates. And then is there a goal we're trying to hit financially for this event or?
So all the time,
250 tickets times, and I want us to do a final vote on the amount that the group originally said, $85 per ticket.
Okay.
And so as you hear that hit your ears, does that sound too expensive? Or
It does sound a little expensive. I'd probably just drop it like $10. Drop it at 75. I'm just thinking about like the community that is in the area. Mostly everybody's like agriculture. That's the perspective that I'm kind of seeing it as from. But I think 75, even then, it brings in a pretty good money. That's 250.
who's good at math? Who's got a calculator? What's that? 75 times 250. And then also as we're getting that number,
It's 18,000.
Possible. That'll be the max, but if some of those are tables, then it would be less, because they get a discount. If they buy a table.
they buy a table. How much is the discount?
Usually $50.
So that table would be, and we're if we did tables of maybe 8 or 9 instead of tables of 10, because when this table of 10, you're so, you're like right there, you barely have arm room. And I'm putting on a big event right now, for the end of this month, and we were just going over it in this big hall, and we're saying, let's have it be, you know, more user-friendly, and for people to have a little bit of elbow room, so we're going with 8 people per table. So if we even had 9, you know,
Well,
9 people.
we did just recently get a donation of round tables, so we have a lot of round tables,
Oh,
and that's
good.
why I put the 2 different numbers here.
Oh, okay.
If we use, you know, tables of 8, which would be the rounds, and then I think I have a projected number there. But yeah, we do have those.
Okay, great, because I was thinking of those square ones that I've always come to.
Mhm.
I've only seen square ones in here.
The rectangular ones, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have rounds now.
Yeah,
Just got them.
we just got it. Cool, great, awesome. So based on that, let's see, either 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So, and again, that was 75 times 250 was
If we go
1,875.
If we go tables of like 8, then we limit our capacity on the rounds to 200 people around that.
18,700.
Is it? So I think, well, that's great that we have the rounds. And then we could even use the rectangular
Yeah,
ones too.
so then, you know, I'll have to play with
The room.
with the layout and all the
Yeah.
stuff. But we're looking at about 200, 250 people around max.
Yeah, okay. So, Grant, your percent,
Yeah.
250, and I'm with that, and then I think it's 75. Before I vote on that, I'd like to know what is our overhead there. So, a dinner is going to have tri-tip, so that's beef.
Yeah.
And
So-
our pricing, do we have a good pricing?
No, we don't. So that, I think, at this point, maybe we should hold off on, you know, setting the final cost, so, until we get those numbers.
But that event will come in with like a dinner,
Right.
is it the auction, does it come with the auction or no?
So,
Everything,
So-
Auctions, dinner, for $75 you're getting dinner, auctions,
music and dancing.
music and dancing, okay.
just a little bit of history for craft beer, we're charging $80 a ticket.
Yeah.
And some of that includes the cost of the event, right? So it's not fully $5, but it's getting, you know, 80, so $5 per
Is it
person. Give or
$5?
take,
Is that what they're charging?
give or take.
Five from 80.
So we're.
In the past.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, but I'd like to still do this. So what was the tri-tip for that event that you worked with?
Queen is right.
Oh, that wasn't tri-tip?
That's the
Craft
crab.
beer? No.
No, I'm not talking about crab feed. I'm talking about, of course, I know crabs are crabs and beef is beef. But I thought that was a beef function with the water district.
Well, that's another one, that was, yeah, that was referred to.
Yeah.
The water district.
That was beef, correct?
That was tri-tip and chicken.
Yes, so that's what
Yeah, that was-
that's what I'm referring to. That's what I thought I said. Beef and chicken. So do you remember like what kind of pricing that was?
The tri-tip, well, nowadays it's kind of hard to go there. No, I'm not off the top of my head,
Okay.
no.
So and then when we're doing this, do we have relationships with you know, food service groups and companies that we can present a nonprofit event to them? Because even if we get the Castroville Coalition involved, you know, because we're working in partnership, and they're nonprofit, because we are not a nonprofit, we're a special district, but using nonprofit effort, and I believe Jordan Cavallero already said he's going to, you know, come and be a part of this and sponsor in some way, shape, or form through his company, as I am with mine. It'd be just good to have that relationship. So if anyone has any, I do have some relationships, but I'd like to know, do you have solid ones that you can?
We have some relationships with some of our providers for our program that we do with our seniors, so they've donated stuff in the past, butter at a discount. As far as the tri-tip, we don't have a solid lead. Sometimes we've found people that have had connections that are able to give us at a reduced cost.
Yeah.
Last time around, actually we did go, no, we didn't have a discount agreement.
What about this? What about not having beef? Because you're right, beef is expensive. I could not believe it. Yeah, I was looking at beef in a store recently, and I thought, this has got to be mistagged, the cost. I'm like, oh, wait, there goes my, ribeye. So what if we do, chicken, hot links, maybe we do, or some other specialty foods, I don't know, tamales, sopes are my favorites, something maybe on that level, instead of doing something that costs so much. I'm just throwing this out, we're brainstorming.
If we're going on the, just kind of
Then we
trying to
could
save
change-
money, I
then we
think
could change-
chicken.
then we
I
could
think
change.
chicken would be a good idea, just because that's mentioned, beef is really expensive right now. I think chicken would be our best route, but I don't know how we would want to combine that with sopes, tamales.
Yeah, we're throwing that out,
Yeah.
we're brainstorming here right now.
What about ribs? Are those expensive?
Well, we can try pasta. We've done pasta. Always works really well with these events. And actually, so if we're going to go that route, because initially we were thinking tri-tip, then I could reach out to some of the one of our used to be a seller here at the market. Now he has his own restaurant. To see if we can get a rate on what he gave the charges for a few pasta dishes. Last time we checked with him, about a year ago, I think it was like $8 for some options, and then they would prep all that. So then I can reach out again to see what they can offer.
Pasta, yeah, I like that. Pasta, yeah, pasta alfredo with chicken, yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, question, if people would want to pay $85 for pasta chicken, which is essentially Alfredo, I guess, is what that would be.
I think some of those were seafood dishes as well. Yeah. but
Okay, so they do have seafood. So then what you're saying is maybe seafood dish,
Seafood
chicken,
pasta.
pasta,
Seafood mixed in with the pasta.
Mhm.
Something,
okay,
yeah.
maybe something like that,
We'll revisit that to see if that rate
okay.
probably gone up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's still doable.
Okay.
And one reason why I wanted us to really kind of talk this through is because I'd like us to get a price soon, because for you to talk to your people, we need to start talking to people
Yeah.
and getting commitments.
Do you think that we could probably get like a price point for like next meeting,
I think it needs to be
Yeah.
before that.
or a little before that? Yeah. Just so I could like start posting on social media, and
Yeah.
start making phone calls,
Me too,
because September's way too far off.
exactly. So, can you do that?
Yeah.
So,
When next
hypothetical,
you guys? Well,
Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesday of next week,
Next week?
maybe Thursday.
Thursday?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds
That'd be
good.
great. So then what we could do is have we might want to have, because that's a very important
Yeah.
part of success or not, $75 or $85. Based on this, $75 is better for pasta and chicken as opposed to 85.
Yeah.
People being comfortable with paying that much, because like you said, I want people from the community here too, I really do. But we are going to be marketing this to businesses around here. There's many, many businesses here. And I'd like them to be partners with us in what we provide the community of which they work in, and make, definitely remuneration of funding and marketing for it. So, pasta, chicken, seafood, and you're gonna find out these different ones from the person, okay?
But we can emphasize too that it is a fundraiser for the.
Oh, of course. So I think, as opposed to saying a fundraiser for the Artichoke Festival, I think it might be just fundraiser for the youth and the senior citizens program.
Yeah.
Because people have to get one
Yeah.
by one, what is it for? Well, it's for the youth and senior citizens program, because that is what it is. And then it'll support any other efforts we have here. But I agree with you, we need to make sure we put that in. So we're gonna put it back to you, and you'll get back in touch with us. And then we should look at having another meeting as soon as we're able to get other people involved. and other people that we talked about marketing. Jordan Caballero said he would work with me on some of that, and you could be a part of it. The two directors can be a part of that with a non-director and talk more about it, because, you know, people you may know, social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, yours, mine, and everyone else's. I really want to, my point is, and I'll stop with after this on that subject, is this has got to be a major kickoff for the Castroville Artichoke Festival events for the future, and this is the first one, that Friday night. So the whole dinner dance concept and this event, introducing us back to the community. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Good, okay. All right, any other input? And if we could just maybe too, by the time we meet next, if we can have an absolute close to as possible breakdown of the overhead of what this dinner plate would represent. You know, because we will know when you have more information here, and then I'm sure this probably, do they give us buns too, or anything else, or is it just pasta? Okay, because we can always get Costco, you know, it's so inexpensive. We can do some things ourselves and have them just be the major cost of everything, and then we'll know how much we're going to make.
That sounds good.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so then on that note, we can move on. Unless there's any other questions on that? No? Okay. All right, page 6.
We'll go on to new business.
Yes.
Item 6.1, which is a review of the Castroville Festival timeline and concurrent regional events. So in looking at what we're discussing, some of the events happening around this time in September, and then the projects that are happening around here, which is the infrastructure, Caltrans road work here, which they have an expected completion date of the end of this year, basically. So the Castroville Festival, you know, as we've discussed before, it is going to have an impact. So that's really something that we should consider or reconsider. As well as on the 5th, there are a few overlapping regional events. There's the Monterey County Fair, which is the peak weekend. It also coincides with the 60th anniversary celebration of Monterey County Parks.
That's it.
Yes, that's the one Graham was talking about.
So you're saying, not to cut you off, but I want to make sure I remember, you're saying that the city supervisor's chief of staff mentioned this to us as another competition to.
I wasn't aware of that exactly.
Right, I wasn't either.
60th
So that's a
anniversary.
competition to the Artichoke Festival.
Correct.
That's neat.
And for that, and then also there's the IndyCar Grand Prix of Monterey, which is actually happening that weekend as well.
Is it?
Yes.
We need to have
several.
We need to have a master calendar
Yes.
of the community. 'Cause
I looked at the county, they usually have a site that has all the listings.
Yeah.
Right now they're refurbishing or working on that.
on their website.
On their website, which
Okay.
lists all
All the
the
events.
events, so they don't have that yet. So I just got these events from some of the sources that are putting on the events. So these are the 3 events that are impacting our event this year. So with that in mind, I think we really should reconsider the date around moving into next year.
Like moving it into next year when the roads are ready, Merritt Street's ready for us to have the floats and everything. Because this year we wouldn't be able to have anything like that.
Exactly. Yeah, especially that one, because that does affect us directly. Next year, then it would be done, if we keep it to around this time. And then we can actually have the parade that we've been talking about, having something on Merritt Street.
What do you think?
I like the idea, but when do you have in mind, as in like it would happen like May? Or
That's
Because back in the day, if I remember right, I was young, but I think it was like Mayish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Yeah, because it was like,
June was the festival, yeah.
and yeah, because they had
June,
those,
July sometimes.
those 10K or 5K races and all kinds of things happening. So maybe going with May, I mean, first talking about the fact that there's all this competition, which I
Yeah.
was not aware of. Because what this also means is less support of, I'm just throwing this out there because we need it, security, law enforcement.
Yeah.
They have to be a part of this in any event, all events. Not that we're gonna have anything happen, but I know that it can't be approved without them not being involved. Yes? So that's another thing for us to think of, so yeah, I agree with you. We need to possibly look at changing the
Yeah,
date.
and the sheriff's office is already stretched as it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's something to consider.
So the dates, yeah, would be if we wanted to keep to the dates that, the previous Archer Festival. It was usually June, I've seen some Julys, it's around that period in time. So now the next step, if we are looking at those, is maybe on the board, we have, look at some events that happen on a yearly basis around that time, major events, that we don't, coincide with those.
Yeah.
So looking, and so then I guess based on that, because our committee would make a recommendation to the board,
Yeah.
meaning that we discuss this and what our recommendations are, and then let the board, rest of the board chime in.
Yeah.
We may go with what they say, or they may go with what we recommend.
Yeah.
So it's all democratic decision.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at, so based on that, is there a way that we can look into the calendars and see what's happening in May, June, July, and September? I wouldn't want it to go beyond September. But is there events? Obviously, there's a lot happening in September, so we probably should not have that in the future. That's, we have no doubt. You agree? Yes? Okay. And so maybe one of these. So this only thing here is July 4th, of course. July was 1776 to, and then of course June. Does anybody know? I know kids are getting out of school at the end of May and then starting to go on vacation or going back home. Like I mentioned, a lot of kids, students from CSUMB and MPC.
So I think maybe be a good option. Yeah, because like you said, a lot of kids go back home, especially the college kids. They go back home. A lot of people go on vacation during that summer period. So I think we get that little, if we hit that May time, it'd be perfect when kind of everybody's here still. So yeah, I like May.
Yeah.
And I can provide, like you said, also for those 3 months, because in case some of the other, also want to look at the other ones.
Yeah.
I can give a detail of the events for each month.
Yeah, because Monterey, May time, there's not much going on there.
Only the month that they have the golf Saturday.
Which is the April.
I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if golf constituents are our competition. I
Yeah.
don't see
No,
that.
I was thinking about the tourists.
Oh yeah, so like we could wrap a
Other
little more
people that
attention.
come. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, I work at the aquarium. During the time that it picks up, it's this month, May. It starts picking up, even during the week. And then obviously, once we hit June, it's just,
Over the top.
yeah, over the top.
Everybody,
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
So we might look at May. Because what I'd like to do is to have you and I and those of us here have a preferred time,
Yeah.
preferred month, and then make a recommendation to the board, and then they can choose to agree or not, or suggest something else, and then we would vote for that. Especially if no one can think of anything in May. I was just trying to access my
It's
calendar.
January, February, the weather's like unpredictable. you ask my dad, it's just probably too cold.
Right.
So yeah, I just think May would be great.
Okay, so we got Cinco de Mayo,
Yeah.
which is huge, so it's a second, so we won't be anywhere on the fifth. Maybe the third, yeah, the third week, let's see, another NAACP, training. So, the third week is, I don't see national, the only thing is, the 25th is Memorial, May 25th is Memorial Weekend. That's
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
That could work in our favor. Just because if we, let's just say, right, hypothetically, we do the dinner on the 22nd, we do the parade on the 23rd, and in most jobs, you get the little 3-4 day weekend.
Yeah.
Parents are, taking care of the children that weekend, so hey, let's just go to the Artichoke Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And then they still got those extra 2 days, so they have off.
To recover.
We recover, yeah. So,
What do you think? I like that. I like his analysis on that. Yeah, just looking at the calendar. So on the 22nd, let's see, so May 22nd, the dinner dance. And then the 23rd, the Artichoke Festival. And then, like you said, we rest up and recover for Memorial Day. So I always want to defer to input from our general manager here. What do you think? Because you know your schedule, you know our schedule in general.
Right.
The other
No,
projects.
May works for us, but I do want to do a deep dive into other major events in this area that maybe, are not part of a holiday. But yeah, I'll look at those dates.
Can they get back to us?
Yeah.
So we should schedule a meeting to go over the ultimate cost of that dinner dance and a date that we are comfortable with. And I think we need to have that so that we can present to the board that we will be making this decision, and we'd like their input on it as well. This is an opportunity to have them look at this on as well, if we're able to go that way. How's that sound?
yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is schedule either the end of our meeting today, before we adjourn.
And then that gives us a little more wiggle room, just so we could get our things down, what we need, the budget we need. Yeah, and it gives us just a little bit more buffer time, so we can figure things out, so we make sure this event actually goes as we want.
Exactly. I have people emailing, texting, or coming up to me saying, hey, I heard you all at the festival, or took us on that, when is it? So there's a lot of interest in its building, including media has been in touch with me a few times. So I just said, come to our meetings and, or, just keep your ears to the ground, and we'll be getting back in touch with you. So that would, once we make that decision at the board meeting, would be an opportunity to provide it to the community. Here's where we are, and it isn't like a postpone, it's a we want enough time to do this right.
Yeah.
And I believe one of the major reasons why I would want to have it in May, or any other date other than the existing one we currently have for September 5th, is because I want to make sure law enforcement is able to participate with us. I would also like to be able to support some of these events. This one is related to the 60th anniversary celebration of Monterey County Parks, and we are part of the park system. I would like us to participate and support that, because that's how we were born, in a sense, when you talk about the footprint. And then, of course, the IndyCar Grand Prix, a lot of people are really into that. But these first two are the ones that, I'm most concerned to be supportive of and not have competition in. And the fact that Chief of Staff Marilyn Vera, in representing Supervisor Church, have asked us to consider the implication of us having that competition. So we're doing that now, and then I'm in agreement with you that we should have it at a different time. And so I'm here, because I want your opinions as well. Do you feel comfortable with us definitely changing September 5th is no longer as of this meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll make a recommendation to the board that we cancel the September 5th, 2026 Artichoke Festival due to these major 3 levels of information that we've been able to be aware of or have been asked to consider so that we can participate with them and support them and not be in competition.
And just to add to that, but the Castroville Artichoke Festival Kickoff Gala dinner, that'll still take place September
Exactly.
4th of this year.
Exactly. That is a kickoff, separate from this event. Okay, sound good to you?
Yeah.
Ms. Dwight, I know that you're going to be helping us volunteer and advocate out to the community. How does that sound to you? You've been a part of so many events that I've seen in the last 12 years.
I don't really foresee a conflict, I guess, in the whatever 3rd week of May. About that, yeah. And I'm available.
All right, great, appreciate that. All right, so based on that, I would like to, make a motion that we reschedule the Castroville Artichoke Festival for a day in May, and we will talk about that date and time and provide the board an opportunity to participate with us in making that decision after we determine a deep dive into what's happening during the month of May so that we don't compete with anyone or anything. And then also still have the Castroville Artichoke Festival committee support and work with us for our kickoff on September 4th. Dinner dance, community involvement, program that will invite everyone and other entities, including soccer teams, basketball teams, getting anyone and everyone involved. All these wonderful nonprofits that are all over the county that we are currently working with, some that we work with every Thursday, right? Then we can I would like to invite them all to participate in this too. And then that evening, we'll have an opportunity with the podium just to share with people what's important about this, whether any one of the groups want to say a few things in between the dinner and the dancing. So I'm a professor, I love education, and to me, education is a key to communication and having people have information to make decisions. So that night could be a night, 1, 2, 3 times different people, at the podium saying, hey, it's great, tonight's a good night. Let's all look forward to the future Artichoke Festival event that'll be, and by that time, we'll definitely have a date and time. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so, based on that, so I made a motion, second on the motion, Director Diaz. Any discussion? Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye? Aye. Any abstention? No one here to abstain. Yes, it's on the board or such. Okay?
So pass along that recommendation, okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
Great. And if we can put our information together and then provide the information to the other 2 board members, 2 community committee members, and that would be Ray Torres and Jordan Caballero, because they have been out, especially Jordan, working with us and working with me, talking to companies to sponsor the festival. So,
Did somebody refresh my memory? I know it was a few years ago I attended. Is it May during Memorial Day, or is it Veterans Day when they do that little celebration at the cemetery?
cemetery. When is it? Because I know it was recent.
That's, May,
It's May.
That's maybe.
that's coming up.
And who knows what date that is? I've been
That's
to one.
It's
this
Memorial Day,
following,
Yeah.
So Memorial Day.
25th,
Like that?
this
The
year.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend.
Mhm.
25th.
Because we're in May right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so they just sent out a flyer, they're gonna be having something out there. The other item that we came out of this is, the date, where you guys wanna have another Artichoke Festival community meeting?
Let's look at our calendars and see if we can have something as soon as we can to get these two areas, both the date and both the information that GM is gonna provide us.
And just next week, the following, on the 27th, we have the board meeting, so if we're gonna include it, we'd have to,
Next week.
next week for sure. And I'm off Monday and Friday of next week.
Okay.
Monday, my son's graduating. Friday, I'm taking him down to LA to start his
Awesome.
internship.
Oh, that's
Or we've
wonderful.
got something this summer.
That's great, that's great.
Yeah,
So let's see, so you said not on the 18th or not on the 22nd?
correct.
So how about the 19th? Because I have another board meeting in Castroville here, North County Fire Protection District, so I'd love to stay in the community and
Yeah.
have this meeting after that.
Give me a little more time to come up with some of these numbers.
Oh, okay, so you want to go the 21st?
21st, at the very latest, because I'd have to, like I said, I'm off the 22nd, so I have to get that packet ready for you guys.
So what packet are you talking about? Are you talking
20th?
about
The board packet.
the board packet? Because the board packet's the following week, for the following week.
Yeah, but
The
that
20th.
weekend I'll be in LA.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if I have to,
Let's-
I'll put it together over
Let's
there.
do
and send it out.
no, if you're gonna take vacation, I don't want you doing all that. Let's do, the 20th works for me.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can do the 21st.
21st, 20th, what time the 21st?
And we can do it earlier. What is your schedule?
I get off at 3:30 p.m.
So 5 is good for you, or 4:30?
I can make it up at 3:30.
So 4:30? Because you're gonna be, that night, you'll be going on vacation.
Or the Friday morning.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that is what it decided.
Alright.
Not vacation, proper with my son.
Well, that's vacation, I mean, that's a wonderful time.
Yeah.
But I hear you. So 21st,
21st,
4:30?
what time did you say?
I'm fine with any time
Yeah,
after.
4:30 is fine.
That's fine.
Is that good for you?
21, yeah.
Is that good for you, Ms. Parra?
I'm here.
Okay, then that means yes?
Yes.
Because you can be here and not, and not be good.
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
And it's part, I'll be here.
Okay, so 4:30. All right, so based on that, before we adjourn the meeting, we have set a meeting for ourselves and anyone in the public to participate in a meeting on May 21st at 4:30, right here in this facility. The Castroville Artichoke on my brain now. The Recreation Center in Park District.
But it's a good idea to prevent spending money before we have to.
Absolutely, you're right, 100%. Okay, so based on that date and time and our meeting schedule and any public members and/or Ms. White, feel free to participate with us at that meeting time as well. GM, that's good for you? All right, so based on that, we will accept, everybody accepting it, state aye. Aye, no opposed. We'll do it then, and meeting will be adjourned unless there's anyone else. Something I like to do with the other boards I'm on is before you adjourn a meeting, just have an opportunity, I like to include this in future board meetings too. Is there anything that anybody else in a board environment and/or director would like to share based on things happening in the community, anything great or anything you need to be mindful of? Because we might end up agendizing it for a meeting in the future. So is there any special, anything? Good, all right, all good? Okay, based on that, we will now adjourn the meeting. It is 6:07. Thank you.